What's going on, guys? Pokemon Radar here. Welcome back to the Collectors with Cards Drinking Coffee podcast, the PokeRadar podcast, whatever we call it. Today, we're going to kind of do a little solo rant here, talk a little bit about what's going on in my life, what I got going on, what I have planned, I guess, with the podcast and content creation. Because for those that have been following me, I did miss out on this podcast all of last week. Sorry for that, guys. I have prioritized the events and things that pay for my bills, that pay my way. So, unfortunately, that's just the way things have to go until I'm able to prioritize these things. The podcast is a great outlet for me, a lot of fun. One of the things that I look most forward to each week. But of course, it doesn't really do well for my bank account. So in order to pay for all the lights and apartment rent and all the things that go into making the podcast, I need to obviously make some money to pay for that. So prioritization is constantly shifting. I would really love to be at the point where I can make this the number one priority, make content the number one priority. And to be honest, there's really an opportunity to do that, but I'm just not sure if I want to take that next leap or not. It's just something that I really do enjoy doing, but it's a very crowded space. It's very saturated. The podcast itself is still one of few, I think. There's a lot of great ones out there that we've seen. PokeGal and Pokenomics does his thing, and some of these other guys doing their podcasts. It's growing. More people are doing this. And it's really not the best way to grow on YouTube. So doing this doesn't really benefit me in that way. It benefits me in other ways, in networking and building up a tighter knit community, I guess. But one thing that I do want to do is kind of venture out and continue trying new things until something lands that there's so many things that I like to do. That's just how I am. It's how I have always been throughout my life. Is I have an insane variety of interests. Sports, Pokemon, hiking, video creation, watching, content consuming, really just an endless amount of things. And that's always been a struggle with me, right? I have never been able to really land on a path and just stick on that path because I get bored or I want to move on to something else that's a little bit more enjoyable at that time. And Pokemon has really been one of the longest standing things, maybe other than like basketball in my life, that has stuck with me. And it's something that has really become just a beast. I mean, that's something that we've all experienced, that all these Pokemon people have experienced if you've been around for a while or even just like a year. Pokemon has exploded. So again, for me, I'm really enjoying doing all this. I'm still shuffling around and prioritizing different things in my life. And I mean, for those that don't know, balancing out my life and work and everything else that I do is a little bit more unique. I have a lot of health issues, and it requires certain things throughout my day that is quite exhausting. Just again, the type of things that I have to do with the lifestyle that I live on its own is exhausting, and it can be improved. I mean, as anyone, I think our lives can all be improved if we focused on certain things, and that's something that I want to do. I want to focus on improving the quality of my life, physically, mentally, and that's something that I am going to prioritize here now. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to actually pull back from the usage of social media, not from posting but from engaging, I guess. I do answer and talk with a ton of people through Instagram, through commenting on YouTube, through TikTok, whatever. But it's really consumed my life because my life is networking. That's what I do. That's what I'm known for. That's what I'm best at. That's what I enjoy. I enjoy creating relationships. I enjoy building a network. I enjoy connecting people with one another. but it's really getting to a point where I need to again reevaluate that, laser focus, and do what is best for me. Um, so answering and engaging with everybody through my DMs has just been a struggle. Sitting there talking with people um, that I could be much better utilizing for my own personal health, for my personal, I guess, brand, and building more content for you guys. I love talking with new people, learning their stories. Um, it's great that I receive all the loving comments and support and potential collection buys, purchases that are sent to me. It's phenomenal. And, I still will keep an eye out, but I'm going to have to just like pull back on that a little bit so I can focus my time on bettering myself and bettering, I guess, my focus. One thing that again is going to be tough to do is the less engagement, right, with the community and networking, because that's what I do, that's what I'm known for, and the fact that I'm like kind of pulling back on that is a little self-destructive, I think. Um, you know, it's gotten to a point where I've made some incredible connections. The connections that I've had in the past have done incredible things. I mean, look at Squeaks for instance. That dude is blowing up on YouTube. He's gonna be one of the biggest PokeTubers, I think, here soon. His numbers are going crazy. I'm so happy for him. It's awesome. Um, and then like PokeRev, of course. I was friends with him early on, and he's almost at 300K now. And it's just a lot of fun watching these guys grow and get to where they have been wanting to be for a long time. And one of the things that I've prided myself on is again these relationships that I've built with everybody. And there's things that are happening right now that I'm seeing with myself and other content creators is the frustration of I guess the type of response that we get from certain people of trying to essentially social hack, right? They're um, looking for handouts, looking for give outs, for shout outs, for whatever in order to get more attention on their social media, um, and essentially using each other or using me, using my friends, using these people in order to grow. And that's one thing that I have spent so much time and really so much sacrifice to get to where I'm at. I'm a small YouTuber, Instagrammer, whatever, compared to these guys, right? But I'm within this inner circle, I guess, if you want to call it that. I have a solid relationship with a lot of these guys, and it's not because of the Pokemon cards that I've had or owned in the past or own now. It's because of who I am and the actions that I have done in order to better their lives and better our relationship together. I've made some what some would think ridiculous sacrifices in order to build relationships with people and help them. Certain people have come to me with great opportunities that I easily could have been a part of, taken advantage of, and helped myself grow. But because of the person that I am, the brand that I am trying to build, I'm not trying to put the spotlight on me. And I and I know people. I know people so well. I study them. I understand what they're doing, what they're going for, who they are, what they have done. And I'm very good at connecting people to each other. But many people have come to me uh, with requests to have me in videos and documentaries and whatever. And when they come to me, I'm very humbled, of course, and excited to be a part of it. But a lot of these opportunities I see fit for some of my other friends or content creators out there that would make this event, make this documentary, this blog, this whatever, 100 times better if it was with them. And although people, I've told some people about the connections I make with others, how stupid it is for me to give this up. To me, it's one of the greatest things I've ever done. Again, it's put me in a position where I'm able to have, these great friends and great content creators on my podcast. I mean, you won't go to any other place and have all these people in one spot. And the fact that I'm able to make these connections and put the right people in the right places just been an incredible benefit to me. It's been an incredible benefit to the other people, and it's something that I hope to continue to do. That's kind of my my path, I guess, is the one path that I have been sticking on is being this content connector, being this network guy. And it's hilarious because I get DMs all the time in Instagram. I have like 8,000 followers about follow for follows, or hey, I just bought this from you. Can you post it with me tagged in it? Like, just people asking for these handouts, which, again, I think is very admirable to ask this. And it is a numbers game. If you're playing the sales game, you ask a million people, you get 0.1% of it. You can grow that way. But to me, that's not a great way to go about it. It's not time efficient. It's not effective. Um, I'm my relationship building capabilities, skills are much better used in different ways. And it's quite interesting to see because I see a lot of other content creators kind of complain about this. Um, One little tidbit of information I'd like to share is my relationship with PokeRev, with Nick. We go back to the earlier Instagram days. He's always been big on Instagram. He was always like the top guy. Uh, before he went to YouTube, we had done deals together. Um, just chatted about things and connected occasionally, right? We met up at Worlds, him and Cool Trainer Ryan and some other guys. And, um, I remember when I kind of just restarted my podcast and I reached out to Rev wanting to do more collaborations, do some like Paco meetings together, do something. And his response to me was well, just stick to what you're doing and keep grinding and keep growing. And to 99% of people, they would take offense to that, see that as a negative response. But to me and Nick, knowing our relationship, uh, and the 1% that understand kind of how this world works, that's motivation. That's, hey, you need to get to this place and work, and I'll definitely have you on. Like, I want to have you on, but you need to work. I want to see you work, prove yourself, really show me that you care and want to do this before I collab with you. Because with these bigger Instagram, YouTuber influencers, working with small timer guys, it's just like a pure risk to them, right? They're not getting any benefit out of it. They're not getting any extra fan base from the other person. They're just really risking their content by putting on some random guy that not many people know and, potentially flopping in a video. And and really the important thing here is in potentially being used by this other creator, the social hacking, stealing their viewers. A lot of people will get asked to collab and do videos, and it's pretty clear that their intentions are simply that, hey, let me use you so that I can get more viewership and grow myself, instead of, hey, here's something to benefit you this much, and it'll benefit me this much. So you're sacrificing a lot of time, money, effort to help somebody else out in order to just grow a little bit instead of growing as much as them. That's one of the biggest keys to relationship building is offering a service, offering something to that person that benefits them greater than it would benefit you. So that's one thing that I got from Nick, right? I restarted the podcast. I got on some big time guests. I was doing it consistently, and Nick popped up. We talked for 2.5 hours after one of his lives. I mean, that dude works harder than anybody else that I know in this Pokemon space. And the fact that he gave me 2.5 hours was just out of respect of our relationship, right? It was phenomenal. And he's happy to do it again. It's something that I hope to even continue growing and growing and growing to a point that it could potentially benefit him to come on my show and potentially benefit somebody else to come on my show. Because most of this time, yes, there's certain people that have been able to benefit from being on my show. Most of it has mostly been in my favor, I guess, right? Uh, and I'm just thankful for the opportunity to have these relationships and be friends with a lot of these people. Because I have spent time and worked on them to create a real relationship, not just a one-way street, right? We got two crossroads here, going all which ways, helping each other out as much as possible. So that's just like one big thing that I will continue to do, and I have done my entire life, not just in Pokemon, but in my old job, in high school, in college, just whatever, is building relationships with people because it's what I truly enjoy doing, and it's a lot of fun connecting people in order to create these phenomenal opportunities and take these ideas that people have and make them 10 times better by giving them to somebody else instead of myself taking it when I know it won't go as far. Um, so that's one thing that I really want to do, continue to do, again, is the podcast. It's not going anywhere. Me and Squeaks, we're not going anywhere. Collectible Conversations is hot. It's killing it. We love it. But I want to start adding in some different types of content, try out some different things, see if I like it, maybe up my editing a little bit, maybe find an editor eventually to make cool videos. But I really want to try to do something that's not being done in the Pokemon atmosphere right now, the Pokemon content creation world. There's so many things that the other genres of content creation are doing that Pokemon is not doing. And we could be doing that and thriving off of it. And I want to bring that to the table. I want to make stuff happen. I want to enjoy this more, really just create a bigger community, get people involved, get people engaged, and continue to just exponentially grow this wonderful time that we're having in Pokemon and really solidify it in time. I mean, that's one of the biggest reasons why I have been doing what I'm doing. I caught on quick that there's a lot of great history and stories that are being lost to time in this Pokemon collection world, and they just haven't been captured by video or audio or whatever. And it's great that I've been able to bring on some of these people, get some of these great stories out of them, create new stories, new memories, and just have them frozen in time forever here on YouTube, or until YouTube disappears for whatever reason. So it's a lot of fun. I'm really excited to see all the just the huge influx of content into this world. I mean, there's so many great podcasts. There's so many great new channels popping up. It's so much fun to see Pokemon become what it is today. There's so much information to absorb now. There used to be just one place that I would go to for that. And now I have so many different places, so many different perspectives to take in and really evaluate uh, where I want to go with either my collection, my business, my content, whatever. There's so many different ways to go about this, and it's really enjoyable. It's stressful, it's overwhelming for sure, but it's a lot of fun, and I'm really excited to just kind of continue trying new things and fall into a place that I'm happy and comfortable and growing. I mean, this whole podcast thing is not built correctly for the YouTube algorithm, so I'm not going to be growing anytime soon by just doing this. I think podcasts have their place. It's just not at the right time. So, in order to grow the channel, I know a lot of people say in my comments, like, you should have so many more views, you should be way bigger than you are. It's just because I'm not feeding to the YouTube algorithm, and I get that. It's one thing that Squeaks is doing extremely well, extremely well. We talk almost every day, and he's always picketing or picking out all the little tags and doing his analytics, figuring out where his views are coming from, how the retention rate, doing all that research, and he's thriving because of it, and it's great. And I love helping him out with it. Maybe seeing something that he doesn't see and helping him out, keeping him grow. It's he doesn't need me by any means, but it's just a fun thing to do and be a part of. And I think if I'm able to find a place where I'm comfortable creating content, I can grow as well. It's something that the type of content that Squeaks does is not something that I'm built for. He's extremely analytic, number driven. He's been in this Pokemon world much longer than I have, especially running it as a official business longer than I have. Um, he really knows his stuff. I mean, he's a great counterpart to me. I mean, with his knowledge and serious tones and modern information on what's happening now today, just mashes so well with my unplanned vintage knowledge, crazy, just taking a risk every moment that it pops up attitude. and it's a great little mesh of content with us two together. And I'm learning so much from him, and really motivated by him to start being a little bit better at planning and doing some of the analyzing some of the numbers. But that's something that I think we all need to do a little bit, is balance out. Like, I think Squeaks could very easily, or I think, and I advise him to be a little bit more liberal. Take, stop being so tight and caught up in the numbers and doing things so seriously. I mean, it's great seeing like his little fun intros he does. But we do get a little sneak peek of that fun, quirky Squeaks. But I still think there's some room for him to balance out. But he's doing what he knows, he's doing what he does best, and he's very successful at it, and it's showing. So I need to take a little piece of that and turn it into mine and see where I can go. I mean, that we can learn so much from each other. Not just me and him, but just everybody out in the world. You can learn so much from each other if you can really start to balance out and understand your perspective versus the perspective that someone else sees you in. And it's really quite interesting because you can get caught up so easily in what you think is right and what you think is wrong as well, and then get a whole new perspective from somebody else and understand a whole new world, basically, right? And it's something that, again, picking out goals and focusing it and just staying on that path to hit something instead of picking 7 different paths and trying to do them all at once. There's just such great lengths that you can go if you just really focus on a single goal and get there. But yeah, I just want to apologize again for missing the last week of podcasts here. We're going to get back up and running. I have some new content hopefully coming out soon for you guys. And it's going to be interesting, I think. We're just going to play around with it. I'll see how the response flows in from everybody. And hopefully we can grow. So thank you guys again for all the love and support. I'll keep doing what I'm doing and hopefully providing the best possible quality content for you guys. So have a good one, and we'll see you next time.